lavish. Then he set him on his own beast and brought him to an inn and took care of him. And the next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper, saying, "Take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I come back." Luke chapter 10, verses 34 and 35. Wednesday of the second week of Lent. On Monday it was mentioned there were 3 aspects of the parable of the Good Samaritan that are worthy of our consideration. We have discussed the first 2 aspects, the first being the compassion of the Good Samaritan, and the second being his willingness to get close to the man and enter into his mess. Today, let us consider the third aspect, that the Good Samaritan set him on his own beast and brought him to an inn and took care of him. And the next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper, saying, "Take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I come back." It would have been enough for the Good Samaritan to stop and check on the man left for dead, but he did more. It would have been enough for the Good Samaritan to pour oil and wine on the man's wounds and bandage them, but he did more. Jesus tells us that the Good Samaritan not only bent over backward to give the man immediate care and attention, but he also went out of his way to bring the man to the shelter and comfort of an inn and pay the innkeeper to take care of him. Let us dwell a moment with an often overlooked part of the story. The Good Samaritan says, "Take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I come back." Notice that there is no budget. There is no limit. Whatever the innkeeper spends in caring for the man, the Good Samaritan will repay himself. Jesus pushes the limits of our imagination with this lavish generosity. Jesus' love is lavish beyond anything else. It is without limit. Jesus' desire to heal us is lavish, without limit. Jesus' compassion, desire, and initiatives are lavish, without limit. Many of us have been shaped by the conditional way we love and the conditional way we are loved. Few of us know people who are unafraid of our mess, and even fewer of us have encountered truly unconditional love. There can be a quiet temptation lurking deep within that tries to convince us, "Your mess is too much." People will be repelled by or grow tired of your woundedness. Some of us may have experienced letting people into our hearts, but it takes a lot to truly be with others in their mess. Many of us may know too well our own limitations and the limits others have in loving us. Here is the good news. Jesus is lavish. His love knows no limits. Jesus has more than enough love for you. Your wounds and your mess are not too much for him. Jesus is pure love, and his love is lavish. For your prayer, stay here for an additional 10 minutes. Today, pray with Luke chapter 10, verses 34 and 35. Be present in the scene. Be there with Jesus. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you be in the place of the man in need of healing. Imagine the scene unfolding as it does in the Bible. But imagine that you are there too. Imagine that Jesus himself is the Good Samaritan. What specific wounds in your heart do you need Jesus to heal? What words stood out to you as you prayed? What did you find stirring in your heart?